An Austin man goes from weighing nearly 300 pounds to a marathon runner, but that transition came with some challenges. One of our producers here at KXAN, Jose Torres, introduces us to the man you see on your screen right here and explains what fueled him to start this health journey. Thank you all so much for joining us here on KXAN Live. I'm Will Dupree, coming to you from the KXAN Live studio. Hope you all are enjoying your Friday. It's a very hot day out there. It looks beautiful there behind me. But as we mentioned, one of our producers here at KXAN, Jose Torres, is joining me for a simple health-focused conversation. Jose, always nice to see you.
Oh, thank you. Well, always good to be here with you.
Yeah, what's so fun about these is that we get to focus on stories that really are about inspiring others. And this man's journey certainly does that. So tell us about who we're going to be hearing from and talking about today.
You're going to love hearing about Nick Joppo and his incredible story of his challenges to find the perfect healthy solution that helped him sustain his weight loss goals. He started at nearly 300 pounds, and now he's at 160, but he faced a lot of challenges along the way, a lot of eating struggles. He went through fat diets, workout plans that just did not work out for him and his body. But he finally found freedom after going through several health challenges.
So let's hear from him now. You got a chance to go and talk with him and hear a little bit more about his journey. And we're going to talk a little bit more about what he had to say in terms of what advice he might give to all of you out there after we see this play. So take a look here and we'll continue our conversation on the other side.
So I went through this whole journey. I lost 75 pounds in 6 months. And I went out and I just started gaining the weight back again. And a month later, I'm 10, 15 pounds gained back. And I'll never forget laying there in bed going, this is just my life, man.
It is the middle of the night. I am having just the worst cravings you could imagine.
I have a lot of videos from when I was 110 pounds heavier.
I'm losing this mental battle.
So every time that I had a craving, I pulled out my phone and said, I can't sleep, I'm having a craving. I really want to eat some Burger King. I really want to eat some Burger King and some ice cream right now. And then I would just go back and watch the video, and I would watch the video as if it wasn't me, as if I was my own therapist, as if I was my own friend. So I started running. And I signed up to run a half marathon, ran the half marathon. I moved down here and signed up to run a 50-mile race. We're 2 weeks out, and I go in for my regular doctor checkup. And this doctor that I had never met looks me dead in the eye 2 weeks before this 50-mile race that I had been training for a year and moved down to Austin specifically to be a part of this community and run these races, tells me that I have to get heart surgery. My identity went from being this obese guy to being this ultra running guy. And I already pushed the obese guy away. Now I got to push the ultra running guy away. What's left? What's left is how am I going to start actually learning how to prioritize my health and nourishing my body with healthy foods? The idea that you're going to have a bunch of crap in the fridge and then resist it every time that you open it just isn't realistic. My go-to breakfast is a Greek yogurt bowl. I take a cup of non-fat Greek yogurt, I mix in some cacao powder for chocolate flavoring, and I mix in some honey, and I add some frozen blueberries. My go-to lunch is an adult Lunchable. You can make it in less than 3 minutes. My go-to dinner is stir fry. Stir fries are one of the meals that when you master them, they really support you on your weight loss journey through transitioning to more whole and natural foods and single ingredient foods. I started experiencing freedom from food. Obesity can be the best thing that's ever happened to you should you just let it be. All of the lessons, all of the self-respect, all of the joy and the pride that you're looking for may be in the journey of addressing the thing that you're not willing to address or that you don't think is possible.
So Jose, as he walked you through his kind of meal routine, this is something that he now does with a lot of people in helping to coach them and assist in their journeys.
Yeah, so as you heard, he went through a lot of up and downs with his weight loss journey. He would lose it, then he would gain it back. He didn't know that nutrition played a big role in helping sustain that weight loss. So after learning the hard way, he now has those skills and those resources to tell others who are facing similar struggles, how to deal with that. So I think we overcomplicate the term healthy. There's different videos on social media that you see like, oh, this is like the best recipe, and these are the best workouts to do. But having a sustainable, healthy lifestyle, it's really easy. It's just eating whole foods, and that's what he stresses. And if you're having trouble finding, like, you know, what is making me feel bad, he suggests that, you know, you write down after every meal what made me feel good after I ate it, you know, do I feel sluggish? Do I feel like I have more energy? You know, what foods help me feel this way? So it's like keeping a food diary, but also it enforces like, oh, these foods are good for my body, and this is good for energy, and this is helping me lose weight.
Yeah, and you mentioned social media. All across many of these platforms, you know, fad diets pop up. There's also workout advice that comes there. So what did he say about those things in particular too?
Well, he went through like all these fad diets too. I think in his web story, you will read about how he went through a chicken and broccoli diet for I don't know how many days, but he ate that every single day. I love chicken. I love broccoli. I don't know if I could eat it for 6 months, but he says the one thing you should ask yourself when you're looking into a type of diet, type of workout, is to ask yourself, what am I going to do after day 75? What am I going to do after 3 months? Am I going to be able to sustain this healthy lifestyle? Is this really what's going to help me sustain my weight loss goals? So ask yourself that when you're thinking about, when you're researching these diets and these workouts.
Yeah, a good reminder that he just brought back up while you were talking to him and working on this story. But additionally, you know, what did he say about how someone can find motivation to get this journey started and sustain it for long periods?
One thing you can do, very simple, is just ask yourself why. And then you'll find out, you know, you might say, oh, you know, because I want to look better. But then dig a little deeper and ask yourself why again 5 more times, until you really find the answer, and then that's going to be your motivation. And when you dig down and find that answer, you know, put it up on a board, put it up somewhere where you can see it every day, and that will remind you like, oh, all right, well, let me cook a healthy breakfast, or let me go out and do this workout.
Yeah, visualizing something helps create a reminder for you too. As you were talking to him as well, he mentioned that one of the stressors in his life years ago was the work that he was doing at that time. And as he moved forward, he changed careers, and really this journey brought him to a new phase in terms of profession. So what was that?
So in the web story, you'll read about how he just hated his life. And he was this was like almost 10 years ago. He hated his life. He put on so much weight. He was obese. He didn't like where he was working. He was in an unhealthy relationship. He was just not happy, and he was on the path of depression and anxiety. He came to work one day, and he just lay down on the floor, and he thought he was having a heart attack, but he later found out it was just a panic attack. It was all this anxiety that was just building up because he was just unhappy, and he was also not being healthy with his nutrition. He said for an entire year he was eating nothing but takeout food, like fast food type of food. So what he did is, you'll read about it on his web story, how he did something that maybe not everyone would do, but he isolated himself for 6 months and just focused on nutrition, and he was able to lose weight that way. But he also found a way to use this journey to find a job that he was not qualified for. So when he went to that job interview, he's like, hey, listen, I know I don't have the credentials for this job, but let me tell you about my health journey and how I showed up for myself, how I learned from from that journey, the ups and downs, and I can do that for your company. And that landed him this job that he was not qualified for.
Yeah, so many changes in his life because of this whole journey. So what a fascinating story to be able to share with all of us. And we showed you a few moments ago the headline for that story. Again, it reads right here, Austin man goes from weighing nearly 300 pounds to marathon runner. Jose, I know that in this story you talk about what we've been discussing, but additionally, he mentioned that he had a heart condition, and you talk about that in the story too.
Yeah, online you will see the story. I mean, you will read about him. Talk about Wolff-Parkinson's White syndrome. It's a rare heart condition that you really don't know about it until you dig deep and you have some specific exams for it. So I have a link for those conditions and what to, what you need, what you should learn and read about on it with his web story. I have a link to the Mayo Clinic for that. He's also a podcaster. He has his own podcast. Drop It. It's along the piece. Let me make sure I got it right. Drop It Fast. And so I have a link for that on the web story there. And then you can hear about his journey. He's very open about his journey, his ups and downs, and advice that he gives out every day on his podcast.
Well, thank you so much for bringing this story, Nick's journey, to a lot of our readers. I know it's trending on our website at this point, so everybody can check it out right now on kxan.com. But Jose, thank you again for bringing us this inspiring health story, and we have been highlighting some of those other stories and reports that you've done in these live stream forums, and we will be bringing you more conversations every Friday afternoon, so join us right back here on KXAN Line. So for now, Jose, thank you for being here and for doing your story. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, that's Jose Torres. I'm Will Dupree. We will see you back here at another time. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your Friday and your weekend. Take care. We'll see you soon.